man, I never get tired of that there. Hi, Professor Daniel. How are you doing today?
Good evening. It's great to be back, as always.
So great to have you back in here. And as usual, you guys know it. You're familiar with the drill here. It's Thursday, which means we are tackling those intense, upgraded, high-level Korean expressions. Usually Daniel prepares us with some 한자, or he prepares some 사자성어, or he'll have like some 수거, or some 속담, or even just some really hard terminology for some topic. And today's, I mean, before we get into it, I feel like we really covered a lot of stuff last week too.
That was massive last week. Yeah, finance, banking, money.
Yeah,
all that stuff,
it's not easy, but it's so necessary.
It's good to know.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, especially if you plan on living or coming to Korea at any time, these are the things where honestly, you can get so confused especially if you have to do it on your own. So if you had to pick like some of your probably key points from last week, what would you say for our listeners are like the takeaways?
How to start an account or open up an account. So 통장 개설.
Oh my gosh,
the difference between different accounts like 급여 통장, 보통 예금, 정기 예금.
Oh my gosh, yes. We struggled with that last week here. We were just like, wait a second. There's savings accounts. There's saving accounts with like a deadline. There's checking accounts. There's, all these different types here.
Take your pick, right?
So you have to figure out which ones they are. So if anyone is confused about those things, make sure you check out last week, our episode there. Daniel breaks
Some
everything
pretty good
down.
stuff,
Yeah, it was really helpful. But this week we are shifting gears. Where are we
sure
going?
Are. I want to look at friendship because for me, summer is the season of 우정, friendship.
I love this. This is such a heartfelt way to start our topic today. Just like, I want to talk about love and friendship and happiness. Like this sort of cutesy thing. I love it. Okay, so where should we start, do you think, here?
Okay, well, we'll do one 고사성어 today.
Okay.
Its origins in 한자, and it's a really interesting one. So have you heard of this particular one? So 중마고우.
중마고우?
중마고우.
중마고우?
우린 중마고우야.
Honey, okay. Can you give me like an example of how you use it?
우리는 중마고우야.
We are 중마고우. Goodness, I mean, it sounds like a certain relationship. You were talking about friendship.
Friendship, 우정,
it's
but yeah, right.
clearly about a friend, but what makes this friend special? What is it about this?
Okay, this is a pretty interesting one. So 쭉 here, I'll explain what it means here. So this is 대나무 할 때 쭉. So bamboo. 쭉.
Oh, okay, 먹는 죽 아니고.
먹는 죽 아니고, yes, absolutely not. So, and then 말마, so horse, 마, right? And then 연고고, so some kind of relationship, be it blood relations or an old friendship. And then 봇 is the 우 stands for the 우정할 때 우, so 봇우, so friendship.
Okay,
우,
so it's friendship here. I'm guessing it's talking about those friends you've had for a really long time.
Absolutely. And I'll give a little bit of background there. So this actually comes from friends that you used to know when you were riding like a bamboo horse, like a little rocking horse. That's like way back. Friends from way back.
So cute. Oh my goodness. It's like those, what do we call those? The rocking horses?
Rocking horses.
Oh, yes. I remember those when I was a kid. I had one too here. So it's the friend you used to ride.
Your bamboo rocking horse.
Your bamboo rocking
Absolutely.
horse with. I'm sure everyone has a bamboo rocking horse friend, right?
I need one, right? So,
Actually, I want to ask you, what is your longest friendship you have? Like, what would be your bamboo
in
rocking
Korea
horse?
or like way back?
Both of them. Both of them.
Like high school. I don't really remember too many friends from middle or elementary school. I moved around a lot, but high school, we're all still friends on various SNS services that I can't mention.
Yes.
So, and then friends, when I first came to Korea, like 14, 15 years, I still have one or two friends who
Wow,
are
that
my
is amazing.
Korean 중마고.
중마고. Yeah, I would say for me, I also moving to a different country. 약간 그냥 뭐 그냥 다른 사람들 아마 이해하실 텐데 뭐 우리 그냥 다른 나라에서 살 때 약간 이렇게 멀어질 수밖에 없잖아요.
그럴 수밖에 없죠.
Yeah, you can't help but kind of get distant with your friends from home because you are different time zones, you're different lifestyles, it's a different world. And so most of my friends I actually have lost touch with, but I do have one friend from kindergarten.
Respect.
Yeah. Shout out to Laura here. Been friends since kindergarten. And then I would say also for me, moving to Korea, I haven't been here as long. I'm coming up on the 5.5. I'll be 6 years soon.
Congrats.
And I still have two friends who were my first friends I ever made here in Korea. And we still hang out whenever one of them is going to get married soon. And I'll be
Even
going.
better.
Right? Very exciting. So yeah, it's kind of nice to have these 중마고 kind of friends here. And again, it's kind of, when you pronounced it, it kind of gets that ing sound, but the spelling is that juk sort of spelling,
Yes,
but not
but it's
먹는
중마.
juk. Yeah, not the 먹는 juk
No,
here.
no. Yeah, that was...
But that's so cool. So we've got these like childhood friends here. And
Exactly.
now I feel like there's so many phrases.
There are, yes.
To
So
go
kind
with
of
it.
proverbs or sayings. And let me guess, when you first came to Korea, you might have made friends who are maybe in the same age bracket, the same line of work, whatever. So you might say, the next phrase that I'd like to bring up here is 가재는 개편.
가재는 개편. 가재는 개편.
Lobster, crawfish. And then
Like those crawdaddies are on the side of the
crab.
The crab.
Interesting. So
Very interesting.
do they sound like different types of, are they fish or crustaceans, I guess?
Yeah,
Or
shellfish here.
Shellfish, yep.
So they're kind of sticking together here.
bingo. So birds of a feather flock together.
That
kind
would
of
make total
like
sense.
baguettes like. I guess,
Oh, I
yeah.
love that. Or like you kind of are sticking up for your own. You stick with your own here kind
Exactly,
of feeling,
yes.
right? It's like they're both shellfish here. We're both shellfish.
There we go. Yes.
We can be the TBS EFM shellfish.
Shellfish,
That's
there we
what
go,
we are.
yeah.
I will be. Do you want to be lobster or the crab?
I'll let you be lobster.
Oh, thank you.
I'll stick with crab.
I
yeah.
love it. I'll be the lobster. Daniel's
be
the
the
crab.
crab, right?
Perfect. We just are always revolving around food here. I swear.
Someone's hungry.
Yep,
right?
I'm very hungry right now. But this is actually one I feel like I use this a lot in English, like kind of talking about like, birds of a feather. We don't even do the full thing.
Exactly.
We'll just say it.
Chop it off in the middle. yeah.
Birds of the feather here. But this one here, it's so short in Korean.
It's nice and easy.
Yeah, it's nice and easy for everyone. One more time for our listeners. How do we do it?
가재는 개편.
가재는 개편. I love that. That's so like kind of short and easy to remember.
Sure is, yeah.
This next one, however, I have never heard of it before.
Yeah, this is kind of a little trickier, and it doesn't have the most positive meaning. So, but I'll bring it up anyway. So, and here it is. So, 가내가 붙고 쓸개가 붙는다.
Now, honestly, when I read this, when I first of all, Daniel didn't prep me on this. He I try to come in open-minded to learn along with you guys here. But when I was looking at it and translating, I'm like, are we talking about the
Internal
liver
organs?
and
We
the
are.
gallbladder?
And the gallbladder. 쓸개, right?
Why? Why are we discussing the internal organs? Like, what is this even?
Okay, well, imagine someone who kind of picks sides based on whatever works for them. So I guess we would say fair weather friends in English, or an opportunist who, so, there's, I don't know, bacteria or whatever is crawling around your stomach. Sometimes it sticks to your liver, 간.
Yeah.
Sometimes it sticks to your gallbladder, 쓸개, right? And
Yeah.
it'll stick to whatever's most convenient. So.
And it kind of is like, it's got a negative feeling
Definitely.
here. Because, like, when we say in English, oh, he's like a very opportunistic person, it's not usually used in a good term,
Nope.
but it doesn't mean it can't be. Like, I guess you could make it a good kind of positive spin. But here, this is really just kind of a negative sort of feeling.
And this
to
is
it.
kind of the opposite of another one we're going to look at later.
Foreshadowing here.
Yes.
Foreshadowing. I'm
Little
so
prediction.
excited. But it's kind of like that leechy feeling, right?
Yes,
like
a leech.
You're leeching onto somebody.
가붙는 것? Yeah.
I just like imagery. I'm just like, I don't like
Don't
it.
use me, kind of.
No,
Yeah.
it feels kind of so gross and I don't know. Like, have you ever had to use this in a situation? Is this something that you've actually said out loud when talking about something?
I would usually say like, 이용하는 것 같다. Like that's how I would express it. But this seems like some interesting imagery. So.
Exactly. I feel like a lot of these here are very kind of descriptive and poetic sort of
We have
ways.
bamboo.
Yeah.
We have crustaceans. Now we have internal organs.
The
right?
crustaceans might not be as beautiful to sound out, but
The organs kind of freak me out.
the organs.
Actually, yeah.
Like, how often do you bring up gallbladder in a daily conversation
Not
here?
too typically, right? So,
But yeah, like I guess in common, like when you're just chatting, you'd say somebody's using somebody. That's that
Exactly.
이용하다 kind of thing. But here is more of like a
more poetic way to say it.
Yeah, yeah. So one more time for
Sure.
our listeners here, how would we say that?
가내가 붙고 쓸개가 붙는다.
Oh, isn't it just? I love it when Daniel just explains everything so simply. He just breaks it down, and it's easy to remember here. But this next one here, I actually knew this one before. I felt really.
It's a good
happy.
one.
I
Very
felt-
different from the English imagery. but, yeah.
Exactly, because it's so different from the English imagery. That's what I liked about it here. What is this next one we have?
Okay, number 4 here is 바늘 가는데 실 간다.
바늘 가는데 실 간다. So 바늘 바늘 is the term for like a needle.
A needle, yes.
Yep.
If you're sewing, imagine that you're sewing.
And so here, 대 is talking about like a place.
A place,
Yes.
going to a place. Right?
Yeah, so where the needle goes, and then we have
thread follows.
Exactly. 실 is the term for like thread or string or something. And so it's kind of saying, yeah, where the needle goes, the thread follows. And we have so many terms for this.
We do. Go together like a horse and carriage.
Or, yeah.
I don't know, what else?
I always think
Peas
of...
in a pod. Is that a good one?
Mine is, I always think of the movie Forrest Gump. Do
Oh,
you remember?
I remember that one.
And he always goes, Jenny and May was like peas and carrots.
Peas and carrots. That's a good one.
Peas and carrots. My friends and I would always be like, you're the peas to my carrots.
That's adorable.
Or,
Inseparable friends. Bosom buddies.
Or
Right,
like you I don't know if people here often eat. 우리 미국에는 보통 피넛버터 젤리, 피넛버터 잼 샌드위치 많이 먹잖아요.
빵에 바르고
And so we often will say, they go together like PB&J, like peanut butter and jelly, because we always eat these sandwiches.
It's a call and response. Peanut butter,
jelly, salt, pepper. Like it's just kind of this feeling of it's inseparable.
Exactly. Cannot break those two up. Yeah.
Oh, I just love that. I think that's so cute here. So for everyone else, now we're moving on from gallbladders. We're going to move to the needles and the thread here. Isn't this a fun day? We got a comment in here from the Lost Angel. Would you like to read it out?
Sure. Yes. The Lost Angel says bamboo, crustaceans, and gallbladder. Yum.
Oh,
Ooh,
yeah.
That's a good one.
Definitely. We'll have to bring this up on Monday with Matthew here and be like, hey, you got any fun recipes that involve bamboo, crustaceans, and maybe some gallbladder?
I mean, bamboo shoots are really good though. Juksun. Right?
Have you had that?
I have. They're delicious. Yes.
I can't knock it till I try it. I'm just gonna get the
pretty tasty. There's bamboo toothpaste as well. Right. So yeah.
Wow, Daniel has blown my mind here. Never heard of bamboo toothpaste in my life. All right, so this last one here, I definitely think will be the easiest one for people to remember
Yes,
because
this is almost identical.
it's
in
like
English.
word for word.
It sure is. Yeah, and it's very abstract too. So number 5 here. 어려울 때 친구가 진짜 친구다.
Okay, so before we break it down, I feel like we should give everyone a chance here. Like, 친구 is the term for a friend, obviously.
Exactly, yes.
And so if we were going to say we'll just give a hint. 어려울 때, so 어렵다 is like to have something difficult or something that's hard. It's like a situation
When
that's
the going
difficult.
gets tough.
Yeah. So here, if we would translate this, Daniel, how would you kind of break it down?
Okay, super easy. A friend in need is a friend indeed.
It's almost word for word here, like because it says 어려울 때 친구가 진짜 친구다. That 진짜 친구다 is kind of saying like they're a real friend.
진실할 때 진. Yep.
That's a real friend you got there.
Sure is. Yeah.
And so it's pretty easy. A friend in need is a friend indeed. And I feel like if you're going to use anyone or take away anyone, that would probably be the easiest one to do.
For sure. Easier than gallbladders and livers. Yeah.
Crustaceans and bamboo shoots and all that, a bamboo rocking horse and all these things here. But it's really fun to kind of have these phrases in the back of your pocket because when you whip these out in conversation,
street cred, right
yeah,
away.
it gives you that feeling of like just the next level of Korean. So even if your Korean, let's say, isn't 100% at that level, you whip one out and people are like, "Oh, hey, girl, what?"
Pretty fancy.
Yeah,
Right? So, yeah.
someone's really good here at the Koreans. So one more time for everyone, just to go
Sure.
through them. We'll start at the beginning. The childhood friend one.
Yes.
What will
So,
we say?
중마고우.
Oh, yes, I love it. The childhood friends. All right, number 2.
Number 2. 가재는 개편.
Oh, I love that. The lobster is on the crab side. I'm
Always.
I'm always on your side, Daniel. What's the next one?
간에가 붙고 쓸개가 붙는다.
Oh, that's the one we talked about with the liver and the gallbladder. So like a bacteria or something nasty is like sticking
Clingy.
to the...
Right? So
it's
an
leaching.
opportunist.
Oh, look it. All right, but next one, easy peasy.
Oh, nice easy one. 바늘 가는데 실 간다.
They go together like peas and carrots.
Peas in a pod.
Peas in a pod, PB&J. And then this last one here.
어려울 때 친구가 진짜 친구다.
That's right. Yeah, that's a true friend right there for you. We actually got some fun messages in here. Kim Seoyoung says, 대나무 치약이즈 두겸.
That's right, yes. Which is bamboo salt, in fact, made from
I don't know why, but it's kind
it
of
tastes great.
Really?
I mean, I don't eat it, but flavor-wise, way better than any fluoride-based, quote-unquote, modern toothpaste. Yeah,
Oh,
awesome. Yeah.
okay. Next time I use up all my chiak, my toothpaste, I will definitely try that one. The Lost Angel says, here, when we say someone is a true friend, we say, Salamat Shapi? Did I say that right?
Salamat, as far as I know, is like hello in Southeast Asian languages, maybe in Malay, in Indonesian, Bahasa Malay. Not sure.
Salamat Shapi.
Or
Is that
Tagalog
right?
as well. Yeah.
I hope I didn't butcher that. Thank you, Lost Angel.
Awesome.
And finally, we got a message in from 3016님. It says, 그라인더 새 자르는 기계예요. It's like one of those kind of like what do I want to say here? That you kind of twist and turn around to get that grindy sort of
that's
thing.
called in
Yeah.
English, but,
Goodness, those things can be awful here. I'm so sorry to hear you have to deal with that at 7 in the morning. That is awful. Who's doing that? Our PD here is like, who's doing that at 7 in the morning? Who does that? I guess that's ridiculous. Now, before we go, I always want to give Daniel his chance to shine in the spotlight here, to have his moment of acting prowess shine.
In the sun.
Yes.
Moment in the sun. Yeah.
Because he's so good at it. We do have a movie clip here today, and it's from Old Boy. I heard.
That's a great one.
Yeah, I actually haven't seen this, but I saw a clip of it, and it looks really good. So let's take a listen to this clip here.
웃어라. 온 세상이 너와 함께 웃을 것이다. 울어라. 너 혼자만 울게 될 것이다.
Oh, I already know this is gonna be good. This is matching your voice perfectly.
Sounds good. I'm ready.
All right, you hit it.
Okay. 웃어라. 온 세상이 너와 함께 웃을 것이다. 울어라. 너 혼자만 울게 될 것이다.
Oh my goodness, so good. You're so good at this. Okay, so basically, if we had to translate this here
This
first
is perfect.
for everyone.
There's a one-to-one translation in English. So
Yes.
laugh and the whole world laughs with you. Cry and you weep alone.
I love that. It's got that like feeling of a very dramatic moment in
It
the
is.
movie. I'm not going to spoil
It's a
for
명대사.
Yes,
Absolutely.
and the reason like we're kind of gonna break this down here real quick is like there's actually some really good like because it's so translatable, just like our what should I say our idioms that we looked up
Absolutely.
before. You can kind of just translate it directly there, but also these kind of this form of grammar, the da form of grammar,
Oh,
you're
yes,
gonna
imperative.
Oh,
명령문. Right,
that's what
kind
that's
of.
called, the imperative one. It's kind of like those command forms, right? You would say like but in this case, the way the 웃어라, like it's not exactly the most polite.
No. Here, I think it means more like if you laugh, blah, blah, blah. But the grammatical form would be laugh and blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
The whole world laughs with you here. Now, we do have, just for some little simplify here to wrap it up. I know we had a hard day of very difficult. We just figured we'd kind of give a nice, easy way to send us on out here. There's two words that really I just feel would be great ones to keep in your vocabulary, and that's the laughing that we're talking about versus
웃는
the
것.
crying here.
Yes.
So 웃다 is that term for laughing or for smiling, where the 울다 is more of the crying, weeping sort of thing here. But
TT.
oh gosh, I love the feeling that goes with it because it's almost directly the same as it is in English.
Bingo, yeah. It's one-to-one correspondent almost. Yeah.
My goodness, Dan, you are just probably one of the most talented people that I have here to read these off.
I like the really dramatic stuff.
I love it. I feel like we gotta give you like a Korean Shakespearean version of it. Something like to be
대하 drama,
or
right?
not to be. Like something beautiful and dramatic like that.
Always up for that, right?
Oh my goodness. But thank you so much for joining us today because you always come
pleasure.
with these great kind of messages and 사자성어, and I'm really excited for next week, whatever you're going to have.
I haven't decided yet, but I promise it'll be special.
Yeah, and if anybody has any sort of requests here from Daniel, something that they're really itching to learn, or they got some, there's something they're confused on, or whatever it might be, feel free to send us a message to our Instagram page, and Daniel will take a look at it, and he'll be sure to answer that for you.
Sounds good.
But unfortunately, you guys, as always, we always run out of time so fast here. What
Time
happens?
flies when you're having fun.
Well, that should be one that we'll cover another time here.
Right.
We got to cover that. We have more 속담 and more idioms and things like that to come. But unfortunately, that is all the time we have for today. Everyone, thank you so much for tuning into 한국어천재. And if you have any questions, comments, or anything else in between, send us a DM to our Instagram page at Koreangenius. And be sure to check out photos and stories that are available on our Instagram page. Plus, if you want to hear from Daniel again, check our episode out on 한국어천재 on Naver audio clip, 팟빵, YouTube, and iTunes. This was 한국어천재. I'm Kayla. I'll see you guys tomorrow.